Wandering Art Historian YouTube channel. My name is Adrienne Lee. You know me as the Wandering Art Historian, and we're in the midst of a very delicious and delectable web series, Art Snacks. What are we going to talk about today? Let's find out. Ooh, yes, this feels wildly appropriate for Art Snack discussion. What you're looking at here is titled The Last Supper by Italian Renaissance man himself, Leonardo da Vinci. And the thing is, what already hasn't been said about the Last Supper, right? I mean, first of all, it's been entrenched in our pop culture for a while now. Dan Brown, I'm looking at you, Dad. But also, you know, a lot of this painting has received a lot of academic attention over the years. So what I want to do with this video is I want to point out some of the weird stuff, because I don't know if you noticed, there's some weird stuff going on in this painting. Okay, so first things first. It's amazing. It's a masterpiece, not just artistically speaking, but also scientifically and mathematically speaking, but that's because it's Leonardo da Vinci, right? Okay. It's the Italian Renaissance. It's the end of the 1400s. You've got your basic perspective where it looks as if you're looking into a room that's receding into the distance. Da Vinci's even added architectural details to the ceiling to help emphasize the fact that you're looking into a room that recedes into what's actually a flat space. It's pretty cool. It's pretty good. The figures are nearly life-size, painted very realistically. You have your traditional Italian symmetry where the left and right sides are beautifully balanced, but that they pivot on that central figure of Jesus Christ, who's also beautiful composition in a pyramidal shape, or looks like a triangle, looks like a pyramid. You see how the figure of Christ in the center creates kind of a triangular shape, pyramidal, if you will. So yeah, all of that we already know. It already makes sense. Did you know that a painting like this would be in a dining hall or refectory because the people in the painting are eating and the people in the room where it would be painted are eating. Pretty clever, right? And because this is a religious artwork, the story behind this painting can be found in the Christian Bible in the New Testament. It would be in like a convent or a monastery, and it is indeed in a convent in Milan, Italy. Okay, great. So what's going on? What are these weird things that I'm talking about? Okay, well, first things first. What you're seeing is titled The Last Supper, and what that references is the last time Jesus got together with his disciples before everything went downhill and he was crucified and all that stuff, right? Okay, so they meet, they have dinner together, and this becomes the format for something that's known as the Eucharist in modern Christian practice, or communion, or the breaking of bread together, that kind of thing. And traditionally speaking, that includes consuming bread and wine, right? Maybe you're familiar with that. So the first weird thing I want to point out is there's no wine on this table, okay? There's tons of bread. There's loaves of bread all over the place, and no wine. Interesting. Yes. Okay, the next thing I want to point out to you that's fascinating to me, here's a detail of our painting, The Last Supper. We're looking at the right side of this painting. Do you notice on the corner of the tablecloth on the far right, there's a knot tied in the tablecloth? Why? Why? We don't know. We don't know. What else? Okay, so the figure immediately to the left of Jesus, if you're looking straight on, is John the Beloved. That was Jesus's best friend. He's also the youngest, or one of the youngest, of the disciples, and he's often depicted very boyish and sometimes very feminine to emphasize that he was younger, right? Okay. He's called John the Beloved, as I said, because he's Jesus's best friend, but some people have called out the fact that in this particular depiction he looks very feminine, maybe too feminine, and some have suggested that's not John the Beloved, but indeed Mary Magdalene. Okay, ponder that, will you? Now, in that cluster of figures that include John the Beloved and two other people, they're kind of like, their heads are together, almost like they're talking. Well, the guy reaching for the same bread that Jesus is reaching for, that's Judas. That's Judas, the betrayer. But there's another guy in there. He's an older guy, and he looks like he's whispering something to John the Beloved. That's Peter. And what's weird about him in this depiction is, do you notice that his arm kind of comes out in a weird way? He's also holding a dagger. Why? Why is he holding a dagger at the Last Supper? Yeah. Okay, so those are just some of the weird things, like, okay, why? Why did Da Vinci make those artistic decisions and choices, what have you? But the problem is, with Da Vinci and all of these questionable artistic choices, that leads people to have these kind of theories and conspiracies, and they can get a little bit out of control. Like, for one, I read about these musicians who have speculated that Da Vinci has placed a secret musical message inside this painting where you analyze the heads of the figures and the loaves of bread, and those represent notes, and that it makes a little 40-second song. Another one is from a Vatican researcher who said she analyzed this artwork for its mathematical and astrological symbols and signs and realized Da Vinci hid a message in this artwork warning us about an apocalyptic flood that would cover the globe, but we have time because that's not supposed to happen until the year 4006. So I guess we have time to prepare. But that's an interesting thing. See, sometimes with art history, you gotta weed out the urban legends and the fiction and the fantasy to get down to the nitty-gritty. But sometimes there's an artwork out there that resists being stripped of its interesting qualities. You know what I mean? This is one of those artworks, for sure. Who knew? Thank you so much for joining me for this fabulous, delectable art snack. I hope you will check out the blog, Wandering Art Historian, WordPress.com. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know what to do. You're a professional. You get it. Thank you so much. I am loving our time together. I hope you'll join me for another video in the future. And in the meantime, thanks so much for watching. My name is Adrienne Lee. You know me as the Wandering Art Historian. I'll see you next time. Bye.